Marine Snow. Written and read by Dr. Clarissa. Painted by Laurie Kaplowitz. Sponsored by Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, the Ocean Twilight Zone Project, and Art League Rhode Island. Marine Snow was born of 1,000 parents. Algae, shedding their sugars willingly, living in abundance. Diatoms, dying, not knowing that their tiny dead shells would turn into new life. Bacteria, feeding on debris, releasing fresh nutrients for a new beginning. The first thing that Marine Snow felt when she woke up to life was movement. She was falling, away from the sunlit ocean surface, sinking deeper and deeper through the increasingly dark water masses. What was the purpose of this? Why did she keep existing and falling? Before she could make any sense of her own identity, Marine Snow was ripped apart. Marine Snow, and Marine Snow were now all sinking. Marine Snow was fastest, and soon she could no longer see what also used to be her. Suddenly, Marine Snow bumped into something. Colorful and beautifully diverse. Marine Snow. Marine Snow, and Marine Snow merged into one more colorful and more diverse Marine Snow. United, they started to sink even faster. On the side of her path, hungry animals were begging for food, and Marine Snow was there to nourish them. While she shrank smaller again and broke into tiny little marine snowflakes, the lucky animals filled their bellies, and even some small bacteria joined the feast. Thanks to the sloppy table manners of the animals, Marine Snow was not consumed entirely, and so she kept sinking and changing, again and again, accepting new parts and releasing what used to be her. "Wait for me," Marine Snow heard a former part of herself call, and she saw pieces of herself, though no longer herself, compressed and discarded by the animals, sinking faster than before, catching up and uniting with her again. Sinking into the very deep parts of the ocean, Marine Snow encountered less and less Marine Snow. She was a rare survivor. And ultimately she touched down, gently, on the soft seafloor. Resting on the seafloor, she fell asleep. Marine Snow might never know how much balance she gives to our planet by resting on the seafloor, keeping carbon that was captured by the busy sea surface creatures stored safely within her body, protecting all of us by simply existing and being Marine Snow. Organic matter, from the garden to the ocean. We imagine Marine Snow like a tiny compost pile. Like the compost pile in a garden, Marine Snow carries discarded organic materials that are decomposed over time by microorganisms. This is why we depict Marine Snow using organic matter that was collected on land. Like plants, algae capture carbon dioxide. Like plants, they die and accumulate, serve as food for animals and microorganisms. The key difference is, Marine Snow sinks to the seafloor, removing carbon from the atmosphere, slowing down global warming. Understanding her and protecting the processes that sustain her will be key in mitigating climate change. From science to art. Many natural processes are fairly abstract and therefore hard at times for us to visualize. Carbon sequestration in our oceans is one of these processes. For this book, we created a character or persona for Marine Snow. She's a woman with a life cycle of birth, growth, decay, and regeneration. And we can understand through the lyrical narrative text and see through the art the important role marine snow plays in keeping our oceans in balance. For the past 10 years, I have been using organic matter in my paintings. Flowers and leaves that I collect on my neighborhood walks and foreign travel. I carefully dry and collage these onto my paintings, integrating them into both the form and the space. For this book, I worked to create a sense of the marine snow persona by rendering her eyes or her full face and continuously multiplying, dissipating, and reforming these features as she sinks to the bottom of the ocean. Laurie Kaplowitz is a classically trained artist with a BFA and an MFA in painting. She retired in 2013 as a Chancellor Professor in Fine Arts from the College of Visual and Performing Arts at the University of Massachusetts in Dartmouth, where she taught painting and drawing. Laurie's work has been exhibited in commercial galleries in Boston, Los Angeles, New York, Dallas, and San Francisco, and in museums, including the Fogg Museum at Harvard University, the De Cordova Sculpture Park and Museum in Lincoln, Massachusetts, the New Bedford Art Museum, the Museum of Science in Boston, the American Meteorological Society, Boston, the Fitchburg Art Museum, the Albright Knox Art Gallery in Buffalo, the Currier Gallery of Art, Manchester, New Hampshire. Laurie's work has been collected privately, both nationally and internationally. Dr. Clarissa is a marine microbiologist who studies marine snow. Clarissa received a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's degree in biological oceanography at the University of Kiel, Germany, while working as a student assistant and discovering the wonders of marine snow in the GeoMar Helmholtz Institute's laboratories. Marine snow can harbor diverse microbial communities. Some of them live in the absence of oxygen, converting nitrogen compounds instead of breathing oxygen. These communities were the topic of Clarissa's PhD thesis, researched and written at the Max Planck Institute for Marine Microbiology, Bremen, Germany. Clarissa joined Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in 2022 with a new goal: characterizing the unique properties of marine snow to make marine snow's unique role in carrying and storing carbon more predictable. Art League, Rhode Island. The connection between science and art has long been a driving force in gaining a better understanding of our world and our interaction with it. There are many contrasts between art and science, but these contrasts are actually complementary, which is why the combination is synergistic. To understand and portray what exists around us, artists and scientists are trained to keenly observe and sometimes dissect the colors, shapes, textures, and minute details of an object, substance, or an organism. The Synergy Project pairs a scientist with an artist and provides them with the resources and guidance to move towards developing a common language, using the arts as a means of expression. Synergy aims to tell the story of our connection to the environment, using the vehicles of science and art to illustrate current and future processes of individual and collaborative exploration. This book was created through a Synergy Project collaboration. The Ocean Twilight Zone Project. The Ocean Twilight Zone Project is an established project within the TED Audacious Projects portfolio and has 3 pillars. 1. Rapidly advance scientific understanding of the Twilight Zone, the permanently dark water layers at around 100 to 1,000 meters depth, which constitute a large and comparably unexplored volume of the ocean that is teeming with life. 2. Improve public awareness of the deep ocean and inform policy development. 3. Develop low-cost, pervasive technologies and build capacity for further studies of the mesopelagic ecosystem. The Ocean Twilight Zone project takes place at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, led by Dr. Heidi Sosik. Clarissa's research on marine snow is part of this project, aiming to understand how marine snow contributes to the Twilight Zone ecosystem and carbon sequestration in the ocean.